UFC 308 Abu Dhabi just got announced, and it's a great card. It's a great card. It's Ilia Topuria. It's Max Holloway. It's a great card. It's an amazing card. I love this card. I'm happy to see it. This card's gonna be amazing. Dana, rethink your priorities. I love this card. It's an amazing card. Why is none of this on the sphere? I understand. Oh, maybe it's a timing difference. Oh, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Maybe you're just a pussy. Maybe you're just a sellout pussy. Maybe you're a retard. Maybe you can't help it, just be retarded. Maybe it's in your DNA to just dick suck people like you dick suck John Jones. Great card though. It's a great card. I'm not gonna dick suck you that much, because at the end of the day, we're still getting the fight. At the end of the day, we're still getting everything we wanted. I got more complaints. I got a lot more complaints. Why is this in Abu Dhabi? I'm fine with this being an early card. I don't like early cards that much because I like to be able to watch them. I like to be able to watch the main event at like 10 p.m. Talk to my friends a little bit after it, get hyped, and then go to sleep having some nice, good, wet dreams about Aspinall knocking out Blades. I love some wet dreams about that. I love all that. I would have preferred on the Sphere. Instead of making a Mexican themed card in America, I would have preferred on the Sphere 100%. But we get it. We get it. I'm not going to complain too much. I'll complain later, like I said. Let's just go over the fights and let's just be happy that it's here, right? Let's just be thankful for everything we get and be happy. Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. Good main event. Amazing main event. A lot of people wanted to see this fight. Max Holloway is BMF champion. Max Holloway has the BMF belt. He's not a BMF champion. That's not like it's real. And it's a good fight. People are hyped for this. It's not as one-sided as people think at all. I've seen some casuals being like, "Oh, Max Holloway destroys him. Max Holloway will humble this fool," and just whatever. They're talking like a weird ass anime protagonist. I don't know. It's just a good fight. It's a close fight. Ilya has power. There's a reason Max Holloway loses to Volk, and it's not just purely based off skill. He's kind of, Max Holloway struggles with shorter opponents. That's why I thought, oh, a switch to lightweight might be the move, because he'd fight taller opponents his size. Max Holloway struggles with shorter people. I don't think Ilya's going to chin Max Holloway. It's possible. Gaethje knocked down Max Holloway. He didn't completely rock him, but he did knock him down, caught him off guard. Topuria can do that. I genuinely believe Topuria can do that. But I'm not here to predict yet. I'm here to just look at the card, face value, and just nut in my pants. And just praise. It's just praise. I don't understand why Abu Dhabi gets all this. Fuck you. You want to put it on Salt Lake City's card? I don't care. I don't care. Why does Abu Dhabi get this? They just had, like, I can't say just had, but they get good fights all the time, man. They get really good fights all the time. Can we get something? Please. Can we please get something? I think the last good thing we had, I guess Sean O'Malley Cheeto was an amazing card. That's fair. But you didn't stack that because you wanted us to enjoy it. You stacked it because you wanted O'Malley to be a star, and you realized he can't be a star by himself. He can't be a star by himself. He won't sell enough pay-per-views by himself. So you put more people on. You're just doing this to Abu Dhabi because you're dick sucking. And you want them to enjoy it. And they said, I guarantee you, bro, you tried to give him, like, fucking Pennington versus, I don't know, fucking Raquel Pennington versus someone, and they said, nah, we ain't taking that shit. Give us some good fights. And you gave him this, your dick sucking, it's all good. It's all good. Because we get to see the fights, and that's kind of what matters. I'd rather see the fight than have the fight be in USA, you know what I'm saying? And, like, I'd honestly just rather see the fight. I'm just happy it's here. Like I said, I think it's a really close matchup. Really great main event. And this card's just stacked. Like, let's move on to the next fight, bro. Rakic versus Ankalaev. I don't think this is a co-main event. I just got it in the wrong order. It's whatever. I'm a little confused what's going on here. When I saw this get announced, I was like, Rakic is coming off a loss. Ankalaev was an argument to fight for the belt. It's kind of like Sean Strickland versus Paulo Costa. If Sean Strickland never lost to DDP, it's kind of like why? But this fight is extremely important. Not only is it kind of a title eliminator, it's not a title eliminator for Rakic, but if Ankalaev wins, he's next for the title, undeniably. So it's like, it's like Rakic, like, why are you accepting this? You're not going to fight for a title if you win? You're not? Like, or maybe he will. Maybe he will, and I'm just tweaking out. But this makes me think either they're trying to set up a trilogy with Adesanya Pereira, so they're just waiting. And if that doesn't happen, they're going to go with the winner of this, or they're going to go with Aspinall. DDP. Beat Israel, please. I will beg. I will suck you off. I know you South Africans like a little kiss on the cheek and slap on the ass. I got you. I will do that to you. Just beat Israel so we can see Aspinall Pereira. Please. I need to see Aspinall fight again. And I need him to beat Pereira and then go in that cage and that octagon interview and be like, so, John. Some shit like that. Like, just start mewing, just start mogging on that mic and just call John Jones a bitch and a wife eater. I need that. Please, Dana White, go with that. No one cares about... Okay, a lot of people care about Israel Pereira. I don't care. I personally don't care. I think a lot of people would rather see Aspinall Pereira. The real fans. Not the Nigerians dick sucking. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the real fans. Want to see Pereira Aspinall. And this is why this fight means so much to me. Because not only is it Pereira is looking at different options than light heavyweight, it's we get a, if he does end up losing, we can get Ankalaev versus Pereira still. Or not Ankalaev, fucking Rakic versus Pereira. It's just a good fight. It's a title eliminator. I'm leaning towards Ankalaev really easily. Rakic has good potential. Rakic was destroying Yuri until he got knocked out. That's a crazy thing to say, that someone was destroying someone until they got knocked out, but it's the reality of MMA, of UFC. There's no other sport like it. And I'm leaning towards Ankalaev. I think he's a better fighter. He has good kicks. He knocked out Johnny Walker. Which, thinking about it, I was also like, Ankalaev? It's sad that he's the only one that deserves a title shot. And his best win's Johnny Walker. I was thinking about that. I was like, that's pretty sad, actually. That's really sad. But they're going with this. I would have preferred Ankalaev Jamal Hill. Something like that. Or Ankalaev Jan, run it back. I don't know. But this tells me that, like I said, Pereira has different plans in terms of weight classes. Because if he planned on staying at light heavyweight, he would have fought Ankalaev. He wouldn't have made Ankalaev take this filler fight. Dana White wouldn't have made this filler fight. So it just tells me everything I need to know. And this also probably means Jamal Hill versus Olberg or Jamal Hill versus Jan. Because we got to get Jan in there. Jan said that he's ready to fight. We're not going to make Jan fight, Carlos Olberg. That's not going to happen, right? He'll probably win. I don't know. But like I said, I'm leaning towards Ankalaev. Better fighter, in my opinion. But better wrestler also. But don't be surprised if Rakic wins this. I'm telling you, don't sleep on Rakic. Great fighter. He showed great just ability to counter Yuri. If Yuri wasn't Yuri, Rakic would have put him to sleep. Any other guy, he would have put him to sleep if he fought like that and landed those shots. I just think Ankalaev's going to wrestle him better. But like I said, don't be surprised if Rakic pulls this one out of his ass. Do not be surprised. Rakic is an extremely good fighter, extremely skillful. He was coming off a horrible knee injury and a year off before going into that Yuri fight, and look what he did. Don't be surprised. That's all I'm saying. Moving on to Whittaker Chimaev. This fight should have been Whittaker Strickland. I guess Strickland's actually gonna wait, but it's really stupid to wait. Like it really is, because if I'm right that they're looking to make the Israel Pereira matchup, see if that happens. Where's the room for Strickland's title shot? Because if Israel wins, he's fighting Pereira. If Dricus wins, is he just gonna rematch Strickland in like 8 to 9 months time? Like, it's gonna take a while. So Strickland, like, that's what I'm saying. You should have got in there with Whittaker. But you should take on the winner of Brendan Allen versus Imavov. Not Whittaker. Sean Strickland, take on that fight. The winner of Brendan Allen and Imavov, two good contenders, but you know they're a little below par compared to you, and I think you'll win that fight comfortably. I think you'll win it comfortably. But we're not here to talk about Strickland. We're here to talk about Chimaev Whittaker. I'm leaning towards Whittaker, but I was low-key thinking about picking Chimaev when this fight was first supposed to happen, because I'm like, Whittaker can fold under pressure sometimes. It doesn't happen as much, but you see in the early rounds, he can get caught. He's not known to get caught, but he can. Whittaker caught him. I'm fucking retarded. Costa caught him. It's like DDP kind of beat him in the earlier rounds. It's just known to happen sometimes. But Chimaev, if Chimaev doesn't get him out in the first round, Whittaker's going to take over the fight. The problem with Usman Chimaev, and I personally think Usman won that fight, or at least a draw. He clearly won the last 2 rounds. I'm fine with a 10-8 in the first round, but he clearly lost the last 2 rounds. And Usman took that fight on 10 days' notice. Just remember that Usman took that fight 10 days' notice, coming up weight, and he wasn't as active. He didn't have the cardio to stay as active. Whittaker's gonna stay active. Whittaker is gonna piece up Chimaev in the second and third round. I'm going Whittaker, but it's like I was mad when they made this fight, because I'm thinking, oh, Whittaker Strickland. Where's Whittaker Strickland? Why is Whittaker fighting number 10? That shouldn't be happening. And then Whittaker said that, you know what, he took the fight. Whittaker said he wanted the fight, and I respect it. There's not many people, there's not many real fighters, you know what I'm saying, not many real fighters who will be like, I want that guy. I don't care if I deserve the title shot. I want that guy. He did it. He wants it. And if he beats Chimaev, I like Strickland. Fuck Strickland, bro. Fuck him. Like, he's a big name. I don't give a fuck about Strickland no more. If Whittaker wins this fight, he gets a title shot against Israel, against DDP. I don't care who. He gets that rematch. He deserves this title fight so much more. And if he doesn't get the title fight, I don't know. I understand his situation's a little sticky, where it's like, it's a rematch either way. If he wins this, he deserves the title shot. I don't want to see anything about it. And he's top 3. He's top 3 greatest middleweights of all time. Number 3 exactly. So, Whittaker, you're a dog. Whittaker, you've always had my respect, but you somehow got even more. You've always been a Chad, but you've somehow became more of a Chad. I don't know how. You're a real fighter. You're a great fighter. I'm dick sucking crazy. Don't lose. Please, I would hate for you to have called him out just to get finished in the first round and lose your title shot. I would hate for that. Because you know, if you fought Sean Strickland, you wouldn't get finished in the first round. You wouldn't get finished at all. So it's like, I'd really hate if this backfired, but respect to you either way. I got you winning. I got Chimaev winning the first round, and then you win the last 2, just like I thought Usman did. Don't let me down, Bobby. Damn it, Bobby. Just don't let me down. I need you to win this. I want Sean Strickland. Like I said, I like him as a fighter. I want him to realize if you're a pussy and you're gonna be like, oh, I'll sit out for my belt. A real dog, a real man, is gonna be like, nah. I'm not gonna sit out. I'm gonna continue building my resume so it's better than yours while you sit out. And his resume is already better. Strickland wanted a title shot after beating Paulo. Whitaker's about to beat Paulo and then Ikram in one round, which it's short notice. I understand completely, Ikram. I don't blame you. It's short notice. But it's still impressive. He's about to beat Ikram in like 1 minute, and he beats Chimaev. He's undeniably like title shot contender. You can't deny that over Strickland, who says, I beat Paulo Costa. Yeah, I beat Paulo Costa dominantly, but you didn't, you didn't really show much impressive. You didn't really look that impressive. Granted, neither did Whitaker. He got rocked, but he's about to double you by fighting 2 more times than you did and just being a Chad. So, fuck it. Whitaker, if you don't get the title shot to this, we need to start a pension. We need to start a riot. We need to restore order. Whitaker wins this, he gets the title shot. That's if Chimaev even shows up. Chimaev, if you don't show up, cut him. Whitaker wins, he gets a title shot. Chimaev doesn't show up, you just cut him. He's done. I'm tired of rats. I'm tired of people who just go on Twitter and just don't do anything. Don't trash talk if you're not going to show up to the fight. But it's a great fight. Like I said, it's just, this whole card's great. Everything about this is great. This is a title eliminator. The Ankalaev one is a title eliminator. And this next fight, Volkov versus Gane, the second fight on the main card, is a title eliminator. We're kind of. It's kind of a title. I low-key lied about that. Because Aspinall deserves it more. And Aspinall's going to get it before these two. But if my opinion's right, which is Jones is going to beat Stipe and then retire, it's going to be Aspinall gets promoted to champion. And then he fights the winner of Gane Volkov. I already said that in my second video ever. I literally already said it's going to be Gane Volkov. And whoever wins that is going to fight Aspinall. And, what do you know? I'm just a genius. Like, it just looks to be right. It looks like it's going to happen. So, I'm just a fucking genius. I knew John Jones was a pussy. I'm just the best, low-key. But let's go into the actual fight. I think Volkov's going to beat Gane. I think Gane's taking a little too much time off. You can never count Gane out of a fight. I can't really say that after, he got submitted in 1 round. But you can't count Gane out of someone who's going to strike with him. Because it's just going to be a kickboxing match. But it's going to be, is Volkov or Gane the better kickboxer? We already got the answer to that. I think most people are going to lean with Gane here. I'm leaning with Volkov because his momentum, he looks like a completely different fighter. He just beat Pavlovich really 3-0, easiest work of his life. He just looks like a different person. He mounted Ezekiel choked Tai Tui, which Tai Tui, I don't want to say he's trash, but he's kind of trash now. He's fallen off. He's getting exposed. Rest in peace, his soul. I'm leaning towards Volkov here. Volkov's a different monster. Gane has only fought Spivak and has been trying his best to get a title shot after beating Spivak. And it's just not going to happen. And I think the reason it's not going to happen is he's kind of scared. I think he's kind of in a scared moment where he's like, he knows he has to fight Volkov. So he's like, okay, I guess I'll fight Volkov. But he's been scared, and he's been dodging Tom Aspinall or Curtis Blades. He's been dodging all of that. He dodged Pavlovich. I like the Chads. I like the Chads who will step up and fight. Volkov is that. Whitaker is that. I'm going Volkov. He's more active. He's shown more impressive improvements. He looks like an elite heavyweight. He's always been an elite heavyweight. But he looks even more like an elite heavyweight. He's refined his game. He's completely 2-0'd his game. He's completely refined his game. It's a lot better. I'm really happy for him. And I think he beats a lot of people. I think he's going to beat Gon, and he's going to be next for the title shot as soon as Aspinall gets promoted to champion. I'm sorry, bro. I'm thinking about this card, and I'm like, it's insane. It's fucking insane. It's just how do you make this card? And they barely promoted it. They just made like one announcement. There you go. But 2 more fights. This one they didn't announce till late. Jeff Neal RDA. I didn't know about this fight. No one did. But they showed the main card on UFC Abu Dhabi, Sanhagen, Umar. And it's like what the fuck is this? Like, it's a great fight. It's an amazing fight. Why is this here? Why can't the problem with UFC, and the problem UFC is so shit sometimes, is because we get fights like these where they just don't need to be on the card. It's just pampering the card. It doesn't need to be on the card. It's a great fight. But you can save this fight for any other card that needs it. Any other fight night that needs it. Any other whatever that needs it. You can save these fights and you can give them to cards that really need them. Cards that you haven't worked on. If this fight or something was on the Israel card, that card looks 100 times better. It looks so much better. But we're just going to keep stacking these cards, and Dana White's just going to keep bending over for these people. It's whatever. It's a good fight. I'm leaning towards Jeff Neal. RDA is good. RDA is really good. Jeff Neal, in my opinion, literally beat Ian Gary without doing anything. I want to see Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal, don't do this to me. I chose you to beat Ian Gary. You could have beat Ian Gary. You just didn't do shit. Don't do this to me where you don't do anything. That's a crazy thing to have to ask an MMA fighter who's in a cage, who's fighting a contender, and you're in the top 10. That's just a crazy thing to ask for you to do something. Jeff Neal, do something. You can win this fight. Please. I still believe in you. You're still a good fighter. Win this fight. I'm leaning you. Decision. RDA is still good. He's still dangerous. He looked pretty impressive against Gamrot. USADA's out the picture. If you look at RDA, his last fight, he's on the sauce. He is. He's on steroids. I'm fine with it. He's on steroids. He's cooked. Jeff Neal, take some steroids. Don't knock him out. Or do. As long as my pick's right, I don't really care. Don't knock him out, please. RDA's a legend. I don't want to see him go out like that. But win this fight. Do something. Be entertaining. You had a war with Shavkat. I hope you're not scared of brawling anymore. I hope that didn't take 18 years off your life and you're just terrified. Have a war with RDA. You can beat RDA. Beat RDA. I'm choosing you. But it's just a good welterweight fight. Winner of this can fight winner of Wonderboy MVP if that's real, or just winner of this fights MVP. It's just a good fight. It lets the welterweight division top 10. It lets them start moving, and it builds up future prospects. It's just a good fight, but it doesn't have to be here. It could be on the Sphere. And then this is the fight I'm mad about. This is one of the most underrated fights on this card. This is an amazing fight. Great fight. Fight night main event. Feature fight of a pay-per-view. You're doing Dan Ige so dirty. He's not only was he promised to be on the Sphere, not only did he step up on 3 hours notice to fight Diego Lopez and make it a close decision, you promised him to be on the Sphere. Not only is he not on the Sphere, he's in Abu Dhabi. Not only is he in Abu Dhabi, he's on the prelims. Lerone Murphy, great fighter. No disrespect to him. This is not his fault at all. I love Lerone Murphy. He's great. I just love this fight in general. But you couldn't put this on the Sphere. You take Ode Osborne off the main card. Put this here on the Sphere. I love the Sphere. It's a great card. You just have to add. You have to add one more fight to the Sphere, and it's a great card. And it could be of the level of this, where it's not even. It doesn't have to be Whitaker Chimaev. It doesn't have to be Gon Volkov. You can add something like this, and it'd be great, and you would fulfill your promise, have a great relationship with Dan Ige. It's like, you can't disrespect your fighter enough. Your fighter steps in on 3 hours' notice, saves your card, fights Diego Lopez, and this is the thanks he gets. You put him on the prelim, and you lie to his face saying, we'll give you the Sphere, guaranteed, you earned it, you're a dog. Just to not give him the Sphere. You lied to his face, and that's how we're treating people who step up and save the company. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. You're a retard, and you're just ruining your relationship with Dan Ige, which I'm sure Dan Ige is fine. He's a businessman. He looked happy when he promoted this fight, but he just wanted one thing. And Dan Ige, you're kind of wasting him as a prospect. He can be a prospect. Literally stepped up on 3 hours' notice. People made edits of him. He's selling his own merch. He's doing everything he can be to make his name bigger and become a star, and you're selling him. You could have put him on the Sphere. The promo would have been amazing, saying that, the promo would have just been amazing. It's a great story. I understand if you didn't put him on the Sphere because you didn't want to, de-promote him, because you'll have Diego Lopez fighting right after him, and you're like, you didn't want to de-promote him. I understand that completely. But you're looking at this the wrong way. The Diego Lopez fight, even though he lost, only promotes his career because he stepped in on... It's the same thing with Jordan Vucenic versus Guram. He stepped up on short notice, up a weight class, made it a really close fight, and he's kind of a star. People are liking his skill. People think he has a lot more potential than they originally thought. Dan Ige has that potential. You're wasting it. You're being retarded. You're not tapping into that potential. He can be a star, and you're wasting it. Like I said, no disrespect to Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy can be an England star. He can actually be a star too. He has a good personality. He's fun to watch. It's an amazing fight. Like I said, it's an amazing opponent. I love this fight. I don't want to stand for disrespect. It's not even towards me, but I want to be able to have justice for the fighters that care about the UFC, that care about doing their job, that want to they want to do things right. You want to do something right, and you want to save the company and save the card and be a good businessman. We should be promoting fighters like this. We should be giving them what they want, chances to make themselves. And it's sad that we're wasting his chance, and the one thing he asked for after saving a whole card, I understand it wasn't him who saved the card, it was Jerry and Alex. But he low-key saved the card and had a good fight with Diego Lopez. It's just the way we treat people, man. It's got to be better. This is pure disrespect on Dan Ige's name. And I need us to we got to step it up. We got to step it up as a company. We got to step it up as fans, because I saw when the Sphere card got announced, and when this got announced, no one was really... When the Sphere card got announced, people were like, oh, where's Dan Ige? We promised Dan Ige on here. And people were low-key like, okay, well, it's still... People forgot about him a little bit. When this fight got announced, it was like, oh, that's cool. That's great. It's a great fight. I agree. It's a great fight. But we couldn't put this on the Sphere. He deserves it. But I understand if he also felt like he wanted a little more time before the Sphere. I understand that completely. We'll just give him a little more time. Like I said, it's a great fight. Whoever wins this will most likely get a decently top contender in a big name fight next. I'm leaning towards Lerone Murphy. Dan Ige, I really like you, but Lerone Murphy's boxing's really clean. His kicking's really clean. He just outstruck and destroyed Edson Barboza. I'm leaning towards Lerone Murphy, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dan Ige wins. He's a great fighter. It's a great fight. Two really good prospects. But, we kind of just got to stop this disrespect. So, main thing about this card, great fights. The dick sucking's unbelievable. The glazing's unbelievable. But like I said, I'd rather have the fights happen, and I'd rather actually see the fights than have the fights get scheduled in America and just not happen in America. I don't like the timing as much, but it's good for UK people. It's good for European people to have this timing so they can get further exposure. Which is probably why Lerone Murphy's also on his card, because the UK people will be watching this at 5 p.m. while they can see their prospects. They don't have to stay up till 5 a.m. to see their prospects fight. So it's good. It's good business decision to have this fight on here. Justice for Dan Ige. But, I'm sure he's happy either way. He's just a really good company man. I'm glazing like hell. Lerone Murphy, good shit for getting your name out there and taking a good fight. Great card. Some of these fights should have been on the Sphere. I think Ilya might chin Max Holloway. Pereira's probably going to move up to heavyweight or just look to fight Israel. But like and subscribe if you liked the video. By the way, tomorrow I'm going to be doing I'm going to be watching Tybor Spivak, but I might be live an hour early just watching the, basketball Olympics or whatever. Something like that. I don't give a fuck. I don't know. I'll post on my Twitter. Follow my Twitter. I'll have a bunch of different updates on there. Just the normal shit. Follow my Twitter. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time, man. I'll just see you next time. And I hope to see you next time.